No-bake cookies. Are you in the mood for some delicious no-bake cookies? These treats are perfect when you just want a quick and easy dessert. But the best part about no-bake cookies is that they're super customizable. You can add in your favorite mix-ins like chocolate chips, nuts, or dried fruit. And if you're feeling adventurous, you can even experiment with different flavors like peanut butter or mint. Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm Cookie and today I'm excited to share with you a delicious and easy recipe for no-bake cookies. If you're short on time or just don't feel like turning on the oven, these cookies are the perfect solution. Not only are they quick and simple to make, but they're also packed with rich, chocolatey goodness. Let's get started. One of the simplest cookie recipes to make is for no-bake cookies. They only require 7 basic ingredients, none of which are flour and eggs. Simply bring everything to a boil, portion it onto a baking sheet, and allow it to cool. I'm done now. The dessert season has arrived and Christmas is only a few weeks away. A cake such as a flourless chocolate cake, paleo chocolate cake, or vegan caramel cheesecake was something I would always bake in the past, but this year I made the decision to make no-bake Christmas cookies in keeping with tradition. Also, no-bake cookies are a classic and they ought to be simple to make and foolproof. It seems like many people still have problems with them, either they are too soft or too gooey or too hard and crumbly. In order to ensure that your cookies are a success and turn out perfectly, I'm sharing tons of tips in addition to my delicious recipe today. Let's begin. To get started, you'll need a few ingredients. Ingredients: 1 cup of sugar. I prefer using coconut sugar in dessert recipes, but you can use any type of granulated sugar. Use honey or maple syrup at your own risk. Half a cup of milk. Feel free to use any kind of milk, whether it be dairy or dairy-free. I'm using my own homemade almond milk. 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. Raw cacao powder is what I always use, but you can also use unsweetened cocoa powder. Half a cup of butter. I'm using unsalted butter, but ghee or vegan butter are also acceptable substitutes. 4 cups of oats. You can use quick cooking oats or traditional rolled oats. Simply avoid using steel-cut oats. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. A dash of vanilla extract gives food the rich sweetness. Half a cup of peanut butter. This is entirely optional. I know many of you might be thinking, why am I using coconut sugar for these cookies? Well, the majority of no-bake cookie recipes call for white granulated sugar, but for a few reasons, I prefer to use coconut sugar. First of all, it's an unprocessed sugar made from coconut palm sap naturally. No chemicals or bleaching are used. After the palm's liquid sap has been collected, it is set out to dry. The outcome is brown coconut sugar in the form of granules that you can buy. Second, the flavor of coconut sugar is butterscotch-like, almost caramel-like. Although it has more depth than cane sugar, it actually tastes less sweet on the sweetness scale. This gives the cookies a richer, more delectable flavor. As a result, the cookies have a richer, more savory flavor. Method: let's start mixing these ingredients together. First, I'll combine the sugar, milk, cocoa powder, and butter in a saucepan over medium heat. Bring the mixture to a boil, stirring constantly to prevent burning. Once the mixture is boiling, remove it from the heat and add in the oats, vanilla extract, and peanut butter if using. Stir until the oats are fully coated in the chocolate mixture. Now it's time to shape our cookies. You can use a spoon or a cookie scoop to portion out the dough. Then, roll them into balls and place them on a parchment-lined baking sheet. If you want to get really fancy, you can even roll the balls in some extra cocoa powder or sprinkle on some chocolate chips. I've discovered a few tips after making this recipe numerous times, with both successes and failures. Let me offer some advice. First, use quick cooking or traditional rolled oats. It all depends on which texture you like best with these cookies. A thicker, heartier cookie will result from using old-fashioned rolled oats, and oats cooked quickly will result in cookies with a finer texture and more chew. Either way works, or use a 50-50 mixture of both as I do. Second, watch the boiling point. You must monitor your butter and sugar mixture to achieve the ideal consistency. Allow the mixture to boil for 2 minutes once it begins to fully boil, not just simmer on the edges. Timer set. The sugar will be able to approach 230 degrees Fahrenheit just below the softball stage as a result, allowing them to be properly set up when cooled. Third, do you feel like the cookies are either too soft or too crunchy cookies? The majority of online recipes call for cooking for 1 minute, but for me, this always resulted in excessively soft, sticky, gooey cookies that never firmed up. The sugar mixture needs to be cooked for at least 2 minutes. The The boil time can also be impacted by humidity. Therefore, the next time you bake cookies, boil the sugar for an additional 15 to 20 seconds. Additionally, boil the sugar for less time if they're too crumbly and hard, almost like candy. And if they're still too soft, then try alternating the oats. The oats that cook quickly naturally make the cookies softer. The old-fashioned rolled oats will help them firm up by absorbing a little bit more moisture. That's why I like to mix rolled oats and quick cooking oats 50-50. It creates the ideal texture. But even if the cookies feel a bit too soft, then overnight, leave the cookies outside unattended. As the moisture inside the cookies evaporates, they will naturally firm up. These no-bake cookies are a really great treat for any occasion, and they're perfect for satisfying your sweet tooth without the hassle of baking. Plus, they're easily customizable. Try adding in some chopped nuts, coconut flakes, or your favorite dried fruit for a little extra flavor. You can also experiment with different types of nut butter. Almond butter or cashew butter would be delicious in these cookies. And if you're not a fan of oats, you can try using crispy rice cereal instead. These options are endless. Thank you for staying with me. I hope you really enjoyed baking with me. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel on your way out. See you next time with another amazing recipe. Happy baking!